Jai Gurudev, welcome to Connect with the Divine with Paramahamsa Sri Swami Vishwananda. Paramahamsa Vishwananda is an enlightened, God-realized spiritual master. His mission on earth is to open the hearts of mankind, and through his Bhakti Marga organization, he helps spiritual seekers experience and cultivate a very uniquely personal relationship with God. The Sanskrit word bhakti means love and devotion, and Bhakti Marga is the path of living and loving the divine in daily life. One way to do this is through chanting the name of God. This practice is also known as japam. Chanting is a very simple yet powerful practice that has been used for thousands of years. Ancient saints and yogis have called upon the power of chanting to help calm the mind and to attain higher states of consciousness. Many different spiritual traditions use chanting as a way to connect more intimately with the source of life itself. Chanting the Lord's name invokes His divine presence, and chanting with love helps you to realize Him within your own heart. You will notice that Paramahamsa Vishwananda is using a string of 108 prayer beads called a mala. A mala carries the vibrational energy of the divine name and helps to keep track of the repetitions. Paramahamsa Vishwananda will come online in just a few moments, and when he does, he will invite you to chant along with him for approximately 15 minutes. After the chanting is finished, he will lead everyone in a very short guided meditation to support Mother Earth. Once the meditation is finished, please sit quietly for a few moments to enjoy the effects of your japam. When Paramahamsa Vishwananda comes back online, he will give satsang by answering your spiritual questions and revealing timeless truths to help you rise above the challenges and fears of today's world. It is very rare to have such access to a living master, and it is even more special to have the opportunity to learn directly from him. We hope you enjoy your connection with the divine.
Have you ever looked into the eyes of a spiritual master? Come and experience it for yourself. Look into the eyes of real, unconditional love and let it open your heart. Paramahamsa Sri Swami Vishwananda is a God-realized master who lives in constant union with the divine. He lives at a place in the heart of Europe. It is called the home of the Divine Mother. From here, he is now giving what is called darshan online so that everyone can benefit. Darshan means divine sight, but simple words cannot do justice to the incredible experience of seeing and being seen by him. Look into the eyes of unconditional love and let it open your heart. You can now have your own experience of this divine master from wherever you are. Feel it for yourself and let love return.
Krishna Govinda Gopal Vachamana Shri Radhe Krishna Govinda Gopal Vachamana Shri Radhe Radhe Krishna Govinda Gopal Vachamana Shri Radhe Krishna Govinda Gopal Vachamana Shri Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Krishna Govinda Gopal राधे बोल श्याम श्याम बोल श्री राधे राधे बोल 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 राधे 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 बोल राधे राधे बोल राधे राधे बोल श्री राधे राधे बोल 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 राधे राधे तप्त कांचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुरे देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये श्री राधे 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 श्री राधे 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 श्री राधे 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 ओ राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे ओ राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे ओ राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे ओ राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे ओ श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे ओ श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे जय श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे ओ श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे जय श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे जय श्री राधे ओ राधे 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 श्री राधे 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 श्री राधे 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 श्री राधे 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 श्री राधे 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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे 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 कृपा
forgiven the world.
I've forgiven the world. I've forgiven the world. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Vidyut Amritam Gamaya.
Radha, 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 मेरो राधा, मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी, गिरधारी श्याम भनवारी. 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 ओ मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी, मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी. मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी, मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी. गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है, गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है. गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है, गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है. श्री बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है, श्री बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है. श्री बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है, श्री बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है. गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है, गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है. गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है, गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है. जय श्री गिरिधारी नंदलाल मेरो है, जय श्री गिरिधारी नंदलाल मेरो है. जय श्री गिरिधारी नंदलाल मेरो है, जय श्री गिरिधारी नंदलाल मेरो है. तप्त कांचन गौरंगी, राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी, वृषभानुसुते देवी, प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये. मेरो राधा, मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी, गिरधारी श्याम भनवारी. मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी, गिरधारी श्याम भनवारी. मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी, मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी. मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी, मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी. ये सारे सारे गा सा गा मा सा मा पा. ये सारे सारे गा सा गा मा सा मा पा. ये सा सरे रे गा sa sa ga ga ba sa sa ba ma ba para ba ma ga ba para ba ma ga re para ba ma ga ba para ba ma ga re para ba ma ba para ba ma ba mero radha raman giridhari mero radha raman giridhari o mero radha raman giridhari 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 o mero radha raman giridhari 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 Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Satguru Swami Vishwananda Maharaj ki Jai
Shri Vrindavan, Shri Vrindavan, Shri Vrindavan, Ajore man. Krishna Krishna Radhe 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 Shambho Radhe Shambho 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 Radhe 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 Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Shamo, Radhe Shamo, Shamo Shamo, Radhe Radhe,
Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Shama, Radhe Shama, Shama Shama, Radhe Radhe.
Shri Vrindavanam, Shri Vrindavanam, Shri Vrindavanam, Pajoreman,
Shri Vrindavanam, Shri Vrindavanam, Shri Vrindavanam.
Pajoreman, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Shamo, Radhe Shamo, Shamo Shamo, Radhe Radhe.
Hare Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Shama, Radhe Shama, Shama Shama, Radhe Radhe.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, yeah, Radhe Shamo, Radhe Shamo, Shamo Shamo, Radhe Radhe, yeah, Radhe Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Radhe Radhe, yeah, Radhe Shamo, Radhe Shamo, Shamo Shamo, Radhe Radhe, yeah. Shri Vrindavanam, Shri Vrindavanam, Shri Vrindavanam.
everybody, let us chant Om Namo Narayanaya together. Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Jai Gurudev, I hope you all are fine. And we had a wonderful Navaratri, 9 days of the Divine Mother. And on the last day was Dashami. So I prayed that Divine Mother protect all of you and look after all of you. So I will ask Jai Gopal to ask a question right now.
Dear Guruji, I am born with a physical defect, and trying to improve it would take many hours which I could otherwise dedicate to my sadhana. Shall I just accept my defect as a will of God, or go through a very lengthy process of rehabilitation with no guarantee that it will help?
Well, that is a very private question in itself. And as you're saying that you're born with a defect, actually everybody in life have a defect. No one is really perfect. And very often people don't look at the defect. Some of the defect are inside and some of the defect are outside. When it is outside, people can see it. You can see it. But very often the defect of which is mental, it is even more terrible than the defect of the outside. Here I'm not talking about, when I'm talking about mental defect, I'm not talking about people who is born with certain disabilities in the mind, because these are really blessed souls which come. But actually there is many people who is normal, but yet are not aware of their mental state itself. And that's what I mean by mental defect. Especially when you see people who live and who have everything to be happy in their life, but yet they choose to make their life miserable. And that is many people in this world. It's because they don't have better things to do with their life. They make themselves unhappy. What I would suggest you on that, if you feel happy with yourself, learn to accept it. But if you're not happy with yourself, of course, then it is your personal choice to go through rehabilitation. Like you said, it's no guarantee into that. And this is what one have to learn through life, whether you have a certain physical defect or not, it doesn't matter. God have created you the way you are. Of course, if you can make it better, you make it better. But learn firstly, above all, to accept yourself. In life, when we look around, we see many people. When we look at life itself, they ask themselves, why are they failing with life? Life is like an exam. Very often people try to copy others. Of course, when they try to copy others, they will fail. Because each question paper in the exam of life is unique and different. And this is the problem with the world. People always try to copy others. So learn to accept yourself. Learn to love yourself. And above all, change that mindset. You are fine how you are. But if you don't feel fine, and if you think that by doing your whatever rehabilitation can help you, then do it. There's many people you can see. There's many examples of people who doctors have condemned them. They had accidents and doctor have condemned them. They said no, they will never walk. We have one devotee which really from Switzerland. This is an example actually, which very often I tell him to talk about, where he had an accident and he ended up in a hospital. Doctor said no, he will never walk. He's completely paralyzed. No? And he was very determined in his mind that no, I will walk. And he did. And now he's even running. We were in Italy together during the silent retreat. It's amazing We've been to many pilgrimage together. It's amazing. But it's not about other people telling you about your life. You have to learn to take your life into your hand and stand on your feet. And if you don't feel good about it, be strong. Yes, do it. Then there will be a positive result in what you want to achieve. So everything that you dedicate, even being physically you have, like you said, physical defect upon, and if you don't feel good and you want to change it, and by doing that, if you think that you will accept yourself more, then do it. This is your life, and no one has the right to tell you how to live your life and what to do with your life. Like I said, firstly, learn to accept you.
Guruji, you often say that God is always with us and that His mercy is great. Then why is it that when we feel that we need help the most, we still feel completely alone and further from God than ever? Why are we left to suffer alone for a long time despite being devotees of God?
It is a beautiful story, but jump into my mind when looking at your question itself. There's for sure you all know about the story. I have told it many times. It's about somebody walking on the beach, and as he was walking, whenever he was talking, his life was happy. He looked around and he saw there is two pairs of footsteps next to him, his and another one, and he knew that God is walking with him. But in time of trouble, whenever he was going through pain, through suffering, and he looked behind, he don't see that other footstep. And he started wondering, and he asked God, how come? The same question you're asking right now, In spite, I believe in you, I love you, and when I'm suffering, I feel that I'm alone. And that moment, God answered him and said, my dear, don't misunderstood, but this footprint that you are seeing, it's yours. Actually, during this time, what you are going through the suffering, I am carrying you. And this footprint that you see, it is not yours, it is my footprint that you are seeing. And like that, I will come to your question now. This question has been asked many times, Inspired being a devotee of God, people have great love and surrender, but yet why do they feel alone? It's just that, are you truly alone? No, you are not truly alone. One have to go through one karma, because you see the state of a devotee learns to accept everything as the grace of God, even the suffering. But because the mind is still challenged, the mind is still there, of course one feel one is alone. One don't see that whatever God have given us, it is for our own benefit. We may not know the reason for it, but if we dig deeper, you will see most of the things that happen in our life, we have invited it. There's nothing that we are not responsible for. We are responsible for either the past karmic things or in this life itself, our mind. Because every thought is a creative thought. We have created a reality, but we are not aware of it. That means that that doesn't mean that we are alone on that path. There is always help around, but we have to notice it. We have to accept it. it may not be the way we want, but it may be the way He will it. There's a beautiful story that came into my mind. There was an old lady. She rushed quickly. Actually, it is a true story. She rushed quickly to the pharmacy because her husband was very sick. So she rushed quickly in a hurry. She left her key inside the car, and the car was locked. When she bought the medicine and she came out, the car was locked and she was panicking. You know, how to open the car again. There was a clothes hanger nearby, and she was looking, maybe with that she can open the door. But then she started praying. She could not. She tried her best. She could not. So she started praying to God, say, God, please send me somebody who can help me. And then at the same moment, a big motorbike stopped. A big man with bald head and came out. I'm not saying that all bald men are, but came out and said, my dear lady, what can I do for you? I said, I left my key inside, you know, and if you can help me. And the man said, okay, fine, give me this. In 5 minutes, the window was open, and he gave the key to the lady, and the lady thanked him, hugged him, and said, thank you, God, for sending me this lovely gentleman. And at that, the man heard, you know, and he said to the lady, I'm not a gentleman. Actually, I'm not a good man. I just come out from prison yesterday itself, you know. And the lady was so happy, he gave a second hug to the man and said, thank you, God, you even sent me a professional. So you see, in life, God do send help, but we have to appreciate the help. Very often we have a certain idea of how the help must be, and this is where we fail about it. You know? We fail to listen to the teacher, we fail to really follow the advice, we fail, we call ourselves a devotee of God, but we fail in so many ways. You know? Bhagavan Krishna in chapter 4, verse 34 of Bhagavad Gita, you know, he said, he gave an explanation, he gave the whole how one have to be, how a devotee must be. By saying that you should have long prostration, question, and have reverence, service to the Master. The wise one will impart to you that divine knowledge. By that verse of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna himself is explaining. When he's saying long prostration, doesn't mean that you have to fall flat on your face, you know, all your 8 limbs straight in front. It's not about that. It's about being meek, being humble. And being humble, only when you are humble, you will be able to receive. And really, by being humble, you will really have a deeper understanding that, like you were saying, you know, you feel alone, but you are never alone. Because the indweller of everybody is the Lord himself. Your mind may think that you are alone, but you are never alone. You know? But for like water flow from an upper place to the lower plane, like that, you see, by humbling ourselves, by becoming meek, that divine knowledge will be flowing from the Master to the disciple. Question, you know, said, well, you have to ask the question, because your mind is full with old samskaras. To transform that old samskaras, it's important to ask question. But that question that you ask, which kind of question you're asking, that also shows your interest of spirituality or not. Because very often people ask so many idiotic questions, which doesn't have any deeper strength into it. They ask just for the sake of asking, just to please their mind, or just to please their ego. They want to hear certain things. Like that, you have many people who go around and ask so many questions. But here it's not about that. Have the deeper understanding of what you're asking for. Then say it's service. Service is not only just to come and really show what you are serving. No. Here Bhagavan is saying that service to the Master, service to the Wise One, service to the Guru, is tuning yourself, adjusting yourself to the state of the Guru itself. That is real service. It's not that the Master have to tell you each step what you have to do. But no, you tune yourself to the Master. When you tune yourself with him, automatically the service is being rendered without any words being spoken. So then he said that the Wise One will impart to you that divine knowledge. That here the Wise One, when you see that you have that longing, you have that want, he will impart to you that deeper understanding of what is your spiritual life, what is your life itself, what is your life being a devotee of God itself. But whatever you're going through, like you said in your question, it's a suffering that one is going, it's not really a suffering. You will have a deeper understanding of life itself. You will have a deeper understanding of yourself, firstly. What is your mind, what is your intellect, and who you call yourself. So having that deeper understanding, you will know that at each moment he is with you. Even if you think that you are suffering, then I'm asking you this question: who is suffering? You? No. Your mind is suffering. Who is happy? You? No. It is your mind which is happy. That's why, because it is your identification to the mind, it is always varying between happiness and suffering, joy or sadness, heat or cold, and so on. So stop identifying yourself to that mind state and identify yourself to that innermost emotional feeling that connects you with the divine itself. You will see that at each moment of your life, each part of your life, even if there's big catastrophe or suffering happening, there's one person which is always with you. And this is Srimad Narayana Giridhari is inside of you all the time. So, Jai Gurudev.
Paramahamsa Vishwananda recommends we keep chanting the name of God every day. Just 15 minutes a day will help you to create an oasis of positivity and divinity in your life. We invite you to submit questions and learn more about Paramahamsa Vishwananda and his Bhakti Marga mission by visiting paramahamsavishwananda.com. Thank you for joining us today. Please join us again for another live Connect with the Divine session every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 o'clock Germany time.